These my dollars make it hurt.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Ain't nothing changed here. Ain't nothing changed here at all. Welcome to the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show post-game show from today's game, in which I know all of you saw it, and I'm quite sure I'm getting ready to have a few people in here, because whenever the Cowboys lose, of course, here we go with all of the ones that we haven't seen in a while. They may come in. I'm quite sure most of you have already been watching. All my brothers, actually, Boss and Henny just got off, so I know you've been watching stuff ever since the game ended. I'm gonna go ahead and say my little bit and save the rest of it for tomorrow night at 7 p.m. But for those that are here, I hope that you guys will share this little content for the minutes that we're here. I know a lot of y'all are mad. I get it. I'll tell you my take about it in just a second. Hit the like button as you come in, if you will. If you want to contribute, you can. The Cash App is $ the Big Time Show. If you want to do the stars, you can. If you're on Facebook, if you want to do the super chat, of course, you can do that as well on YouTube. Forgive me for not looking and speaking. I'll speak in just a second, but I'm still sharing right now, so forgive me for that. I didn't immediately come on because once you come on, you don't want to be too emotional because you're either too happy or you're incredibly ticked off. Or in my case, I'm just smooth. You know what I'm saying? Because I just go ahead and say it now while I'm sharing before I speak. You know, when you've been a Cowboy fan for a very long time, such as I have, and especially within these last, well, let me say this, and especially in the era of Mike McCarthy, the movie has really not changed. It really has not. It is almost a repeat um, episode. So far, we've seen this movie. If you were to be honest, we've seen this uh, too many times. It started last week. The game opener, the Cowboys blow people out. What have I always told you on my show? I've always told you that the Cowboys either win spectacularly or they lose spectacularly. I've never changed it, and they keep doing the same thing. They either blow people out or they get blowed out. It's the same movie. It really is. It's rare when the Cowboys lose that it's a real tight game. It's one of these mouth open, like your jaw drops because you're shocked at how we lose. Um, and then sometimes it messes you up by how we win. And once again, I'm just I'm just I'm shocked today because it's unexpected. Uh, I really am. Let me speak to everybody here before I get started. Tell Cowboys what's going on. Johnny Woods. Johnny Woods, how you doing? Timo. Frederick, what's up? Joe, how you doing? Lamonster. See, I got it right today. See, I remember from yesterday. What's going on? Everybody. Listen, I hope you guys will share this. Those of you that are on Twitter, I hope that you would say something so I can speak to you. What's going on? Chris Neal, how you doing, sir, for popping in? Thanks for popping in on me. Let's go ahead and talk. Really, this is not going to be a long one. I'll give you my long, drawn-out show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. This is just kind of like a little quick recap of what we saw. Here's the bottom line. We got our butts kicked. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, we got our butts just beat completely. I mean, there's no positivity coming from my end. Remember, I'm a Cowboy fan, and I've always told you that I'm going to give it to you straight. If they play great, I'm going to say they play great, like I said they did last week. And then if they play like trash, I'm going to be the first one to say they played like trash. And on today, they played like trash. That don't take away my Cowboy card. That's forever. I'm forever Cowboy fan. But you got to call a spade a spade. They look like they were not ready to play. They looked like they were unprepared. They played like pure garbage today. Pure garbage. They looked like they played like they was the first week of training camp. Couldn't do absolutely nothing. And if I want to really point the finger, you hear me say this again tomorrow night. But it's really one thing in particular. I'll say two things since I never met Adrian Cordova. But thank you for popping in. Thanks for popping in. This is where as I say about the Cowboys, either we win spectacular or we lose spectacular. And then the Cowboy fans are easy predictable too, because we don't never change. All right. Because we'll have fans that will Call it like it is, and then of course we have a section of the fan base that want to blame Dak Prescott for that, and that's not a shock. We all ought to be used to it by now. You see the opinion of Adrian Cordova here. I'm not knocking him, but if you watch the game, then I don't know how. I don't know how. See, I don't know how you're pointing the finger that way, but that's the way you interpret the game. I'm not even going to knock you for it. Let's talk. Let's talk sensibly. Um, they couldn't be stopped. I mean, the Saints. I mean, the punter didn't punt until later in the game. The field goal kicker didn't even get a field goal because they kept scoring touchdowns. I mean, 7 times 5 is 35, right? I mean, they had 30 points at halftime. I mean, they were perfect on every drive with touchdowns, not field goals. And excuse me, the last time I checked, I don't think that your offense is supposed to score on every drive in the first half. I don't think you're supposed to have 31-30. This is not Alabama playing a Division II team. This is not that. This is the NFL. You don't allow a team to score, a touchdown on every possession. And that's why I'm saying to you, Adrian, I don't know how you blaming that, because the offense did move the ball. The way we were scoring is kind of typical the way that you score in the NFL. You don't score no 31, 33, 34 points in the first half. You don't do that. You don't do that. Your defense ain't stopping nobody. Nobody. You don't stop nobody. And to even insinuate that the offense is supposed to match them as if they're supposed to go back and forth, trading touchdowns like that, that don't happen in the NFL game. Y'all know that. Come on now. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to blame that, you can have it, but it's kind of misplaced. You would be in the minority for that. You'd be in the minority today, because without a doubt, the defense was total trash today. From the opening drive all the way up until the end. It was total trash. The game was over in the first half. The offense was scoring. We couldn't cash in touchdowns, but we put points on the board. I think Aubrey had maybe about 3 or 4 field goals. That's at least 12 points. Then we did score 1 touchdown. So, we were scoring, but we just didn't cash in. The Saints scored a touchdown every drive. Dak don't play defense. So let's be honest. Now, let's give an overall bigger picture, because I don't want to get into no debate about is it Dak's fault, is it whatever fault. Today, it's the defense fault. Okay? Today is the defense fault. Because all we heard, remember how we praised Mike Zimmer last week? Oh my God. I even said it yesterday. I said that, hey, he's the MVP of the team right now, because you would expect the defense to do it. Remember I said yesterday, I said, well, anybody that come from the Shanahan tree, coaches, Mike Zimmer seems to have, a better, defensive game plan against Shanahan type defense. Everybody said that, Zimmer's defense is giving them super problem. I can't tell. Wasn't no problem today at all. We made David Carr look like the second coming of Joe Montana today. David Carr will not play a better game than what you saw today. And it always seemed to happen this way. When they see Dallas Cowboys, they get their best game. It just never fails. It never fails. And David Carr today looked like a Hall of Fame quarterback. We couldn't stop nothing. The way we stopped Cleveland last week with the run, I don't even have to say anything. We didn't stop the run today. We didn't stop the pass. Remember I said yesterday, it was going to be interesting to see how Mike Zimmer would play in the secondary. Would he go man-to-man a lot, or would he go in zone? What did we see? As wide open as the guys were, he ran a whole lot of man today. I knew that wasn't going to work. I knew that was not going to work. But he was stubborn. He stayed with it, and he got his brains beat out. He got his brains beat out. I mean, and to be honest with y'all yesterday, man, let me tell you what it seemed like to me. Now, I don't have no way of verifying this, but I'm going to tell you what it looked like to me. It looked like to me that the New Orleans Saints grabbed the film of the Dallas Cowboys Green Bay Packer playoff game last year, and they studied it, and that was the game plan. Because I swear, it looked just like the game last year. Guys wide open everywhere. No, can't stop nothing. Couldn't stop the run. Looked like we got completely out-coached, and we did defensively. There was no answers for nothing. Kamara, no answer. David Carr, no answer. Chris Olave, whatever his name is, no answer. The number 22, the speedster, who caught bombs everywhere, no answer for him. It was no answer on defense at all. None. And the New Orleans Saints made us look like a pickup, crackerjack. Made us look like, bottom line, the worst defense in the league. That's what it made us look like. Michael Parsons, nowhere to be found. I think I remember him getting in on 1 assist. No. Did David Carr even touch the ground tonight? Today. Uniform just as clean. The boy's so clean, he don't even have to take a shower. He didn't get touched. I know we got 1 sack, I believe. He was back there posing for pictures, all the time in the world. There was no defense today. None. No defense. At all. No defense at all. The drives they had, defense was tired. Except the ones that they scored rather quickly on. Those long drive ones that ate us alive, they couldn't stop nothing. Which tells me this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it tells me. Number 1, tone down your expectations. That's why I say I don't predict scores. I let y'all do it on my show. I don't predict it because, the Cowboys have a tendency to do. I knew it was something wrong when I saw Vegas had the Cowboys as a 7-point favorite. That's a blowout. When it comes to Vegas lines. I knew something was up right there. I'm not saying the game will fix. I just say I know something. It just don't seem right. There's just no way that the Cowboys are that much better than the Saints. I didn't think they were. I knew something was just there. And when you first saw that first drive, I said, "Oh boy, here we go." So when I look at it, y'all, you can't. I told you the Cowboys, you just can't have all these high lofty expectations because these games like this always come up. A couple years ago, it was the Arizona game. Last year, it was the 49er game where we get totally embarrassed like this. The Arizona game where we get embarrassed a couple years ago like this. The Buffalo game from last year. This is what it looks like. It almost looks like the same effort, the same type game where, we get scored on a whole lot. We can't stop the run. We can't stop nothing. And it's just mind-boggling. Now, what it tells me also is the same story. The Dallas Cowboys, we gotta start calling a spade because we done seen enough. Our team is a front running team. It's just that simple. The offense is really not designed to function down by more than 10 to 12 points. After halftime, something like that. Whenever Dak has to primarily throw the football, we're not gonna win too many of those. Not saying Dak can't do it. It's just that the offensive playbook is so limited. Even when we throw the ball, it's always short. Comeback routes. It's comeback routes a little. It wasn't even a slant route. It was just somewhere between 0 to 10 yards. There ain't no post routes down the field. There ain't no deep end routes down the field. It ain't really no real go routes down the field. It's nothing. It's nothing. We're a controlled passing football team. When it's on and we're ahead, it's deadly. We still can score 30 points and all that type of stuff. That's it. But when we're behind 10 to 14 points, we can't get it together. This is what we've seen every year. I know we've been 12-5 and 12-5 and 12-5. But when you look at those 5 losses every year and see who we lose to, this is exactly what the game looks like. The San Francisco game last year, this is what it looks like. When we can't do nothing right, we get blown completely out of the water. The Buffalo game, completely blown out of the place. The Arizona game, 242 yards rushing, completely blown out of the place. The Green Bay game, completely blown. It looks like the same. This the type of game that we had today looks like those other games I just said. It looks exactly alike. You see what I'm saying? So I can't. So then you got to ask yourself the question: okay, what is it? Now to me, you may have saw something different, but to me, it's the same old problem. We got out physical. It just always shows up. The team that out physical us, we get blowed out. When a team bully us, and this happened on them, I've already called them out. When a team bully us, we get blowed completely out of the building. The games are not even close. It's not even a game. Last year the game was over at halftime against Green Bay. Today, 30-something points. The Green Bay scored before halftime. Guess what? Here we go again. Same thing. 30-something points, game over, halftime. San Francisco last year. I think they scored about almost 30 points at halftime. Guess what? Game completely over with. We ain't built to be a comeback football team. They ain't the type of, we don't really have the type of plays that makes you come about. Now we tried to we tried to keep it close, but we were kicking field goals. We were kicking field goals. We weren't in the even in the game like that. Not when they scoring touchdowns. We're not even scoring touchdowns. There was a complete disaster. Both sides of the football. Well, I ain't gonna really just kill the offense like that. Not too bad. Not like that. The defense was just horrendous today. That's really all I gotta say. I'll break that down a little bit more tomorrow night. But I'll say this. Let me say this about Mike Zimmer. Because he's the one that got to eat it this week. He's gonna eat it this week, y'all. He's gonna pay the price this week. They praised him last week, and this week they're gonna talk about him like the game done passed them by. Because we get ready to see this again. For some reason, teams that run motion, teams that move pre-snap, they give our defenses problems. And whatever the game plan was that Zimmer had today was not it. No question. So you need to throw that away. Because we're getting ready to see that again. We'll see some of this next week against Baltimore. Matter of fact, you're going to see a lot of it. Because that is the Achilles heel of the Dallas Cowboys defense. A team that does a lot of pre-snap motion. A team that like to move around all the way to the last second. It just seems like we out of place with it. That's our Achilles heel. So that's what we're getting ready to see. Again, all everybody doing is going to copy. That's what New Orleans did. They copied the game plan of the Green Bay Packers playoff game. It looked exactly like the game we had last year against Green Bay. That's what it looked like. You're going to see this against Baltimore. You're going to see this against Pittsburgh. You're going to see this against Detroit. We're about to see it. So they better find the answer real good. Find it real quick. The Mike Zimmer this week is going to get 8 alive because there's no way that your defense that looked like they did against a pretty good Cleveland team last year. They bullied Cleveland. And today they look like the Cowboys of old. In other words, not because again, you can't really just go off because no matter how many people don't want to give the Cowboys credit, they've been 12-5, 3 straight years. So the wins outweigh the losses, but it's the way we lose. And every time we play a physical team, we do not play well. Usually we lose. And remember what I said at the schedule. To be honest with you, a lot of people picked Cleveland to win last week. And then a lot of people picked us to win this week. It just flipped. See, the games that you're supposed to win, you better win them because the schedule ain't nice for us these first 8 weeks. And it's full of teams that play physical, downhill, hit you in your mouth football. And if we're not physical, we ain't going to make it. I'm telling y'all. Next week, I ain't got to say nothing. You already know Baltimore, you know what they going to do. That's physical. Come on now. You got to button up your chin strap a whole lot next week. And you had to button it up this week. Nowhere to be found. Detroit, physical football team. Pittsburgh, physical football team. When you look at the list, this is what I was talking about. So we'll see. Hey, you're right, Craig. The Giants defense, physical football team. You see what I'm saying? So we got to show up, be physical, and I don't know if it's in them. Cause see, I've been saying for the last 3 years, I don't know if the physicalness. When I look at Mike McCarthy, I say finesse. I don't equate the word physical with Coach McCarthy. I just don't. And a team is a reflection of his head coach. I do equate physical with Zimmer though, but he just got his brains beat out today. There's no other way around it. Zimmer is a physical coach. His game plan was horrible today. They couldn't stop nothing. And so I'm back at square one again with the Dallas Cowboys. Here we go. Watch this. Can we stop the run? See what I'm saying? We already are back with that. See what I'm saying? I'm right back to it. See, we drunk the Kool-Aid of the Cleveland game. Like, they were physical. And they were. But to get manhandled like we did today, so I give them an A against Cleveland. I give them a flat-out F today against New Orleans. So you average it out. A and an F equals a C. Last time I checked, a C is considered average. So that's why I believe right now, after 2 games, after looking one way 1 week, and then looking like we did today, I'm saying, you ain't got to agree with me, I'm saying that we are an average football team. I'm going to call it like it is. They got next week, I'll change it, depending on where we at. I know one day, they better find some physicalness between now and next Sunday. The Baltimore Ravens are coming to town. And you already know you better bring your lunch pail with you because it's going to be physical. And if you don't meet the challenge of being physical, this same thing is going to happen again next week. I'm just going to call it. Well, that's what everybody kind of got fooled about, Talib. Everybody got fooled. Because when we all celebrated when we got Phillips, we all celebrated when we got Lindell Joseph, We all celebrated the interior. We all celebrated because we said, hey, we got linebackers this year. We got linebackers. We got line. We ought to be better. And I agree. We look better. One game. This game here, the great game that Kendricks had against Cleveland. I ain't seen nothing today. Overshown. I saw a couple tackles he made showing his speed. Michael Parsons, nowhere to be found. I don't know. They essentially took the running. For those of you, I see you, Shane. They essentially they took a page out of the Cowboys playbook. They blew you out, and then they took away the running game. That's how the Cowboys won a whole lot of games last year. They blew you out the water, and they took away your chance for running the ball. Because you were down by 20. You were down by 25. You had to throw the ball. That's what they did to us today. So I really can't say we can run the ball or not. I don't know if Zeke, and Rico and Deuce, I don't know. They took the game. They took the running game out. Y'all know Dak Prescott is not that type of quarterback when they take away the running game like that. I mean, that's not the way Dak plays. I've said it for years. You can't put Dak in the shotgun 50 times and think that's just a great benefit. That ain't the way he built. He's not built like that. Dak needs everything kind of working together. That's when he plays his best football. Not like a day-to-day. No. I done seen the movie too many times, y'all. I done seen the movie too many times. You done seen the movie. It's time for us to call it like it is. We done seen this movie for at least on the Mike McCarthy. Yeah, we won 12 games 3 years in a row. Yeah, but it's the way that we lose. I keep saying it, y'all. We win spectacularly, and then we lose spectacularly. This is the kind of spectacular loss that I'm talking about. It ain't nothing. We used to have these nail biters. Y'all remember that? Fourth quarter, Cowboys need 1 or 2 plays to make them. Now, the way Mike McCarthy thing goes is either we blow people out or we get blown out. That's the way that we've been playing. It's just we got out coached, man. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We say it's either we got coached, we either got scheme out coached. Dan Quinn got out coached against Green Bay. It looked just like this. Mike Zimmer got out coached today. It looked just like this. It looked the same way. The Buffalo game, we got out coached. Dan Quinn was the coordinator. The San Francisco game last year, Dan Quinn looked like he got out coached. We got blown out. It's the same exact pattern. It really is. So somebody asked just a few minutes ago, is that on coaching? Yeah. So you can't look like you did against Cleveland and then look the total opposite the very next week. That's what happened today. We looked totally out-coached. We got our butts kicked, and you ain't got much time to cry about it. So tomorrow night, I'm going to close the book on this week. Hey, we got to start getting ready for Baltimore. Because if we can't stop the run, which one you going to believe? Are we back? Are we the Cleveland team? Or are we today's team defensively? See, if we today's team, when we play Baltimore going to have 200 yards rushing. If we are today's team. Y'all think Alvin Kamara did something to us today. What you think Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are going to do to us? Or are we the Cleveland team? If we're the Cleveland team, we can play football. And see, right now, I don't know which one we really are. I don't have no other choice but to say that. I don't know which one we really are. I need another game to tell me. So I can say which one we are. I can't say it. Those same players look dominant against Cleveland. And then today, and remember, New Orleans is not really having a great line. They look like they did today, though. I mean, are we that team from Cleveland? Because see, Martin played against Cleveland. Phillips played against Cleveland. Olsen played against Cleveland. Joseph got a few tails in there. Nealon played against Cleveland. They look great. Linebacker played, just killing folks. Same players played today. They got their brains beat out. So I don't know which one it is. I don't know. I'll get a better answer next week. But I'm here to tell y'all, I'm back. Today I'm back answering the same question I've been asking for the last 5-6 years. Can we stop the run? I'm back. I'm right back there. I'm right back there. And then I hope today Mike Zimmer changes his philosophy, at least mix it up, because he ran a lot of man today. He ran a lot of man. That's why the guys were so wide open. No, okay, we praised Carson last week. Carson got destroyed today. Diggs got destroyed today. All they did was run crossing routes, and you can't keep up with that when they run at full speed going across the field, and it ain't everybody man. You can't do that. And then what made it worse, the bomb that was caught, the 70-yard touchdown, they was in zone on that one. The dude just ran past Hooker. He just ran past him. So, hey, we got a lot of work to do, y'all. And you better figure it out fast. Okay? You better figure it out fast. Because the team that's coming to Dallas, they are 0-2. Just in case you don't know, Baltimore lost today. They are 0-2. You know they're going to be desperate Sunday. You already know. And I even say this. After the way the Cowboys look today, they're going to be desperate. They don't want to start out 1-2. It is going to be a war next week. At least we'll see how the Cowboys are playing to see if it's going to be a war next week. You know Baltimore's going to be playing like a desperate. They're going to be in playoff mode next week. The Cowboys need to match that next week because the schedule don't get no easier. I hate to call a game 3 a must-win game, but to me, it is a must-win for both teams next week. I'll give you a little preview of that right now. It is a must-win for both teams next week. We finna find out. We can't play like today, though. I can tell you how the game gonna end up. See, one thing about Baltimore's gonna be consistent. They're not gonna be too high or low on the roller coaster. They pretty much stay like this. They play the same. Lamar's gonna be Lamar. Derrick Henry's gonna be Derrick Henry. They always gonna play good sound defense. This is what Baltimore does. They've been doing it forever. It's gonna be like that. The Cowboys, it's almost like which team gonna show up? That's where we are. And if they better get it together. They better get it together real quick. That's all I'm gonna say. But for today, and I'm done, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. For today, we got our brains beat out. That I can't dress it up. I can't dress it up. I can't say nothing. Other than that, there is no positives. Other than Aubrey had a good game kicking the ball. He did what he contributed. He just about scored all the points. See what I'm saying? I got to give Aubrey his credit. Aubrey is automatic. He's just about as automatic of a kicker that you're gonna find in the league today. He's a weapon. I will give him his credit. But other than that, I can't give nobody really credit. I'll give Turpin credit the one time they decided to kick to him. He made a big, nice return again. He just super dangerous. Craig says Schoonmaker had a solid game. But here's the thing. Are y'all noticing, for those that watch game film and stuff, if you watch a game or you tape the game, do y'all notice that when it comes to the tight ends and their receiving, it's always east and west. It's nothing in the middle of the field. It's nothing downfield. It's always a bootleg waggle. And Schoonmaker's not the type of athlete to make a man miss or get away. He caught the ball when it was thrown to him, but it was always a east towards the sideline type pass. It's nothing in the middle. It's nothing down the seam. It's nothing, you know, so yeah, he caught it, but it just, it's east and west. When he catches it for 3-4 yards, I mean, he caught it. I give him that, but that ain't no damage. Dak's throws, and you got to start watching this. Dak's throws are pretty much east and west. It's really nothing in the middle of the field. Hardly. When he does throw in the middle, people get their hands on it. Either intercept it or knock it down like it happened today. Some of that was because he forced it, that second one. The one that Jalen Brooks fell down, that was completely a slip. Yeah, I believe he would have caught that if the ball was right there. But it counted as a pick. And every now and then Dak would throw a go ball when it was a one-on-one, like the ball Tober caught. Every now and then. But mostly it's east and west. Bubble screen passes, bootleg waggles, and all that. It's nothing down the field. See what I'm saying? So, the teams are noticing all this. That's why you're really not testing it. You're not utilizing the speed of Brandon Cooks. At least just make him run down the field a couple times. At least give it a threat. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, Schoonmaker, if you want to say had a solid game, but, I wasn't impressed. We just got our butts kicked. It's just that simple. A woodshed, old-fashioned beat down. I can't sugarcoat it no other way. And I know y'all don't like it, but hey, like I said, I'm a Cowboy fan. I call it like it is. We got our butts kicked. Out-coached, out-physical. We got bullied today again. And when you get bullied like that, you're not going to win. You're just not. You're not going to win. And so I was thoroughly disappointed by Craig said our run game is non-existent. When you down 30 something to whatever we scored in the first half, even though it was still a 2-score game, we don't. They took the running game from us. You got to pass. You got to score quick. We ain't got no home run in us. Running the game, we ain't got. You couldn't do it. Shane said, "Where do we go from here?" It's the same thing every year. Let me read that. We win one game and the next we get our brains beat out. Is it coaching? Is it coaching or the players? Either way, it needs to be fixed. Well, the consistency, it's a different team every year. You don't have the same team. That you can just look at our offensive line, and that tells you we don't have the same team. We got free agents in, defensive tackles, but the consistency is the coach. Even though Mike Zimmer is here, whatever, he wasn't here last year. But if you're seeing the same movie, then you got to find the consistency. So the consistent is, you got a few of them. The consistent is Jared Jones, Stephen Jones, but they don't play. Their job is to put the players on the field, and everybody love our roster, so you can't really blame them. Then you got to go on down the line. Is it Will McClay? Nope, it ain't Will McClay. Will McClay don't play. Will McClay puts everybody there. Okay, so let's go to the head coach. Well, that's one consistency. There's one constant, the head coach. If I'm saying we're not physical, then that's coaching. The quarterback is the same. That's a constant. He plays, and he's had pretty good years. I can't blame him for not being physical. The running backs have changed, so Rico is still here. Dude's just not playing, really. You see what I'm saying? So he's the play caller, Coach McCarthy. When your play calls don't exhibit, when We don't exhibit physicalness in the play calling, and it requires finesse. We too pretty. We ain't nasty. I still ain't seen a two tight end set just running down somebody's throat. Still ain't seen it enough. We too finesse. The play calling to me is still too finesse. And when finesse meets physicalness, physicality usually wins. That ain't what we are. And I done said it for years, and I'd say for years. Craig says Guyton and Beebe, they struggle, but that's to be expected. Exactly. They're rookies. They'll look good one week, and then they'll have a little problem last week. See, that's how it goes. You figure Guyton, who had a pretty good game against Myles Garrett last week, you figure he ought to have a pretty good game against Jordan and the other guy on the other end. But Steele is the one that got his brains beat out today. Steele got destroyed today. It really wasn't Guyton, it was Steele. Steele got ate alive today. See? It really wasn't Guyton. It really wasn't. Not to me. It was Steele that got destroyed. So, either way it go. As a unit, I saw Zach Martin get ate alive a couple plays. So when your best get ate alive, that ought to tell you something. So, it's just a bad game. They better get it together because it don't get no easier. No, Austin, you coming in late. It was not the offense. You just came in when I was talking about the offense. I done spent the last 35 minutes talking about the defense and how horrible it was. You just came in late. That's all. The defense, atrocious today. Whatever adjective you want to use, that's negative. That was the Cowboys today. So, I don't know, Craig. It's just one game. The bottom line is, as bad as we look, we 1-1. The season did not end today. We still got 15 more games left. This is the NFL. You look great one week, and then you look like you ain't picked up football the next week. So it's too easy. It's what's up, Leon? You just can't. You can't say, was this a bad game or a bad sign? It's a bad sign if we come out against Baltimore and look the way we see. If we lose to Baltimore next week, that's fine. I want to see how we lose. That's when I'll determine if it's a bad sign. If we come out and get out physical again, and they run up down our throat again, and we can't stop the run again, then I say it's a bad sign. But if we lose a close ball game, a tight game where we just missed it by one play or two like that, then I say, we just had a bad game against New Orleans. The next game is what will answer your question. That's my degree, Leon. That's me. I'm a doctor. Doctor, you might as well call me Dr. Brooks. Doctor Big Time, yeah. Doctor Big Time, Doctor. And to be honest with you, in real life, I am in my dissertation stage in trying to get my actual doctor for real. So I'm going to be a double doctor the way I look. I earned that one behind me now. I'm a doctor now. It's the truth. I'm a doctor in Dallas Cowboys football. I've been doing it for a while now. That's why I come out and say we play like trash. I'm like Doug. What's the comedian name? Doug, whatever his name is. Trash. That's what we looking like. And go down the list. Defense, trash. Michael Parsons look like trash today. I'm serious. See, you can't be saying you the best and then you put out a performance like that today. That's for Michael Parsons. But Michael Parsons think he really is on that level with Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt and those type of guys. You can't have a whole 4 quarters. You can't have a whole 4 quarters and not make impact at all. At least they make a play every now and then. I didn't see absolutely nothing from Michael Parsons. I didn't realize they double team him, but T.J. Watt gets double teamed. Myles Garrett gets double teamed. Nick Bosa gets double teamed, and they still make impact in the game. So I can't give no more excuses. I'm sorry. See, we need Michael Parsons. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately, the way he wreaked havoc last week, he looked like, and please don't get me twisted here, but he looked like a Michael Jordan type athlete last week, where he just unstoppable. It's nothing you can do. He didn't have the great numbers, but he dominated the game last week against Cleveland. Okay, today he looked like I didn't know he was playing. And unfortunately, he has to play like Michael Jordan every week. He does. If he plays like a superstar that he is a superstar. If he don't play like a superstar, it just we're just out there. He is the one guy on this team that can take this defense to another level just because of the way that he plays. He has to play like a superstar every week. Dak Prescott has to look for us to even have a chance. Because you can't depend on the running game. We already know that. Dak Prescott has to have a MVP type game, and CD has to be great for us to really score points like that. When we don't look like that, you see what it look like. You see what it look like. You got to play well. We can't afford. We don't have enough talent level offensively to look pedestrian. We just don't. We don't. Dak has to look like Dak. Dak has to look like he got to look like the man. CD has to dominate in order for us to really to be explosive. Michael Parsons has to look like Michael Parsons, a superstar. When they don't, this is what the game gonna look like. I've seen it too many times now. There you go, Wick. That's been the way it's been for the last 4 or 5 years. But you got to have the talent to do what he said. He said the blueprint is established. Punch Dallas in the mouth and they'll fold. That is the blueprint. But it ain't too many teams that can actually do that. But if you can do that, you gonna make us look real bad. You gotta have the talent. You gotta have the talent that you can do that, though. It ain't too many teams that can really do that. I like what you just said, Leon. And I agree with that. It's time. This is what I'm gonna say. See, we got to get more explosive on offense. Brandon Cook is fast, but Brandon Cooks looks like a possession receiver to me. That's the way they treat him. So I can't. We need some more explosion. So this is what I would do. Number one, I agree with Leon. Okay, Deuce is all right, whatever. Let's bring out Dalvin Cook now. It's time. Bring Dalvin Cook out and bring out Florida now, the wide receiver. Bring him out. He's fast. He had a great preseason. Let's get some more explosion on there. Let's bring them all out. Because this ain't going to get it. Because if we fall behind, we're not explosive enough to come back like that. We don't have the type of, offensive skill set to play from behind. We're a front-running team. We really are. It's been that way for the last couple of years. And again, it's proven again. So I'll talk about all this tomorrow night, y'all. Join me tomorrow night at 7 o'clock so that we can talk more about tonight. Let me sleep on it some more, and then let me start listening to what everybody's saying. And I don't think the all 22 will be out tomorrow, so I don't think I'll really be able to just say what I saw about watching the film. But nevertheless, there's plenty to talk about this. So, hey, come on, join me tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll talk about this some more. Y'all sleep on it. Come with some more stuff, and we'll talk about it. Y'all enjoy the rest of the evening. and we'll talk about it again tomorrow night. All right. Cowboys get their brains beat out. What was the score? 43 to whatever it was. Oh, it was just a beat down. Fortunately, we got another game next week. Let's go to work. Baltimore is coming. We got to go to work, y'all. All right, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., I'll see you for the one and only. This has been, y'all know what it is, the Big Time Show.